hot minute since I've gone live, and I was just talking on stories, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live. I was sharing that I don't really feel the best today, but it's okay. We're gonna muster through. One of the best things you can do for yourself when you're not really feeling it, but you have to be productive, is just to get up and do your makeup, get dressed. Even if you stay in cozy clothes, it's totally fine, but you wanna get yourself together. It helps you feel better. When you feel better, you know, more things get done. So I'm gonna do my makeup, and I wanted to chit chat about life, because why not? Love this setting spray. I kind of use it like a primer too from Dibs. So my skincare is done. This is the hairdo. I was sharing that like when I was younger, I used to never wear my hair up. So I don't know if anyone else was like this, but there were a couple reasons. One, I used to get made fun of for my ears. I don't know why, because they're cute, they're tiny, but because they're so small. And because this one sticks out more than this one, it used to make me feel like insecure about it, but now I'm like, it's totally fine. So like, I just don't care, and I can't believe I spent so much of my youth not wearing my hair up, because everything about your hair up is a vibe. It like totally snatches your face. So anyway, I was sharing that, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do my makeup really quick, because I do have a team call I have to do. I gotta be productive today. I don't really get a day off. Riley has karate, like we gotta get our booties moving. So I'm gonna put myself together, because that always helps me feel a little better. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I am trying to fight off this cold. I know it's coming, but I've been taking the zinc, the vitamin C, the glutathione, all the things. It's just crazy. But this is also from Dibs. This is the shade The One. It's like a purpley color, but the lighting here sucks. My little light died, but you can see it gives my face like a nice dewy glow. I layer on thick. The sunscreen too was the step I was showing on my stories prior to makeup. It's like the final step of skincare before the makeup. I love this stick. It's amazing for blending and like really doing a face beat, but on the days I don't want to go like super ham like today, but I do want color and contour, I use the Dibs one. Depending where you live, it's summer here now, so I do feel like everything is warmer. Like my makeup doesn't feel like frozen in my room, if that makes sense. When I lived in New York, like in winter months, I feel like the rooms were cold, so things would get weird. I used to have to warm this up, basically, is what I'm trying to say on the back of my hand. You don't have to do that. So anyway, I'm going to do my makeup and we're gonna chat. So let's talk about life. What do you want to know? Ask me anything. I'm an open book. And if it's a chapter I don't want to talk about, we just skip over it, right? But for the most part, I'm pretty much an open book. So if there's anything you want to ask or chat about, let's do it up. I'm really loving sharing with you guys my daily devotional and how I interpret it. I am not a cosmetologist. No, someone was asking. I am not. I'm just a girl who loves skincare, makeup, and I love sharing it. I'm just a girl. So anyway, I'm going to do my makeup and we're going to chat. So what I was saying was I'm loving my daily devotionals. I think a lot of you guys are too. I'm getting a lot of really great feedback. I think that is a beautiful thing, even if it can inspire you to have a better day, to have a better mindset, to lift your mood. That's what it's all about. I did that yesterday and I'm saving it under Anchored, a highlight called Anchored, so you can watch those back. I was requested to save them, so I'm doing it. So anyway, see how pretty that just blended out? So I've also shared this brush is from the Merit Makeup. I do not like the Merit Makeup. It does nothing for me. Like, no shade if you guys like it. It does nothing. There's like zero coverage with it. I kind of feel like it's one of those things like, why bother putting it on your face? Like, just put on good skincare and call it a day. I tried it and I didn't like it, but their customer service is amazing. When I called or when I messaged and said like, I really don't like the makeup and I wanted to return it, they let me keep everything and refunded me, which I thought was really cool. So I gift the makeup out to people who wanted it, and I kept this brush because I will say, if there's one thing I loved, it was the brush. So this is like, I guess this is their blending brush. And I love it for blending out contour, bronzer. It is such a good brush. So if there's anything you could get from it that I love, it's this. So yeah, what else? What else is new and exciting? It's raining here today. It hasn't rained in like forever, and I think we need it. So maybe it'll bring a little bit of like a cool front in, I'm hoping, after, which is probably wishful thinking because I feel like in Florida when it rains, it just gets hotter, especially in the summer. But it's been like hip hop blazing R&B outside. Like it has been hot, and I'm not complaining. That's why we're here. For everyone who's like, it's not even really summer yet, you're gonna die. I know, like I'm well aware that it gets really freaking hot here. So it's just like the tip of the iceberg. Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna make it. Honestly, if you're not by water or in the AC, like, then that's your fault in the summer. You gotta be by water of some sort or in the AC. I think that's the only way to survive this heat. But it's raining, so I'm hoping we're gonna get a little bit of a chilly breeze. One can wish. Where I do live though, like my house gets the best breeze all the time. Even when it's like really hot outside, there's always a really good breeze, which is really nice. And I love that. So even when it's hot, there's a breeze. Okay, so love. Oh, it's Paige. So sweet. Thank you. I'm glad you're loving the devotionals. So here's a little backstory. I grew up Roman Catholic. My parents, every Sunday, we had to go to church and we had to go to Sunday school, whether we wanted to or not, all the way up until I made my confirmation. So I made all of my sacraments. Once I was done with that, it's like strange how like you think about it. It's like you had to do all these things. I think just because that's what that generation was told. Like you go to church, you have to do these things. You got to make your sacraments. You should get married in a church, blah, blah, blah. Like that's how that religion goes. And for what? As soon as we were confirmed, then it was up to us to decide if we wanted to go to church or not. Instead of it being like about faith and relationship, it was like a requirement. It was like you had to instead of wanted to. So just strange. So I stopped going. And then I've always had my faith truly lukewarm off and on after that my whole life. And then it wasn't until I moved to Guam, actually. My ex at the time was in the military, and I moved out to Guam to live my life there. Actually, I went there to visit and just decided to stay. And when I was there, I went through a really hard season. That relationship was definitely very challenging. And I was in like a low place. And anytime I found myself in a low place, I always reached for God. And I always like dove back into like praying and believing and just asking for help and guidance. And I got a little bit back into it, but again, lukewarm. And then once my life was like good, I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't need you. So that's the kind of faith I always used to have. It was like contingent on if I needed him or not, instead of always relying on him and realizing I always need God. So anyway, fast forward, when Kevin and I were trying to have Riley, actually, we didn't think it was possible. We were told it wasn't possible, and I just really dove back into my faith. Then I started going to church back home. It was a Christian church, and I started going, and we had Riley. And I thanked God and believed and all that stuff, but I was still super lukewarm. Then I let life get in the way, and I kind of just like shied away a little bit again. And then fast forward again, 2 years ago. Actually, this might be 3 years ago now. I can't believe how fast time flies. I think 3 years ago, this July, will be when I had my miscarriage, which is crazy to think. 3 years? Is that possible? I think it is. I think this would be the third July. So I think it's been 3 years since I had the miscarriage. And when I had it, I was in a very low place. I had never experienced like a depressive feeling like that before, and I never understood grief to that magnitude. I have lost a lot of people in my life, like a lot, like best friends from school, family, all my grandparents, and I still had never felt grief like that. You truly do lose like a part of yourself. And it's kind of hard to understand unless you've been through it, but I do think that like as a mother too, it's like there's this piece of you that you start to love and that you have, and then you lose it. And it's just really heavy. And I really struggled in those months more than I think I let people see or realize. And then I found myself, on my knees again, praying to God. Okay. Good job. Okay, go play. I'll be out in a minute. And so then at that point, I found myself on my knees again praying and asking for help and guidance. And it was like the one thing that really got me through that season. And then I have talked about how I obviously went to therapy. That helped me so much because I didn't realize how much I was holding on to. Even when I started therapy like, maybe a little over a year after that. And it wasn't until I went to my first session, I was like, oh, I'm going to have nothing to talk about. And it just all came out. And so I carried that grief really heavily for a really long time. And it was my faith and God and my relationship with, Jesus, all of it that got me through. So, I would say like this long-winded response here for the person who asked, it's like, I don't look at my faith like a religion because it's not. I don't believe in a religion. I believe in a relationship. And so it's however you feel you want to have a relationship with God. And it could be as simple as you sitting down and having a conversation with him. Because he's always listening. There's no, someone asked me, how do you pray? There's no right or wrong way. You just pray. You just say what's on your mind and your heart and you let it out. Like there's no way to do it. But if you're raised Roman Catholic, you're taught a certain way to pray. And yes, there's prayers, of course, but it's really just a conversation. And when you look at it like that, and you look at it like, I just want to have a conversation with you today, God, and you just start talking, it's the best feeling in the world because you do feel his presence and know that he's listening. And if you really look for it, you'll see that he's there with you, all around you, all the time. And you don't have to go to church to have faith, to believe, or have a relationship. It is nice to be a part of a church for the community and for getting poured into, by like, obviously your pastor or whatever preacher, and having all of that is great. Obviously, absolutely. But you don't have to go to a church right away to start diving into your faith. Open a devotional. I read the Jesus Calling every day. I have She Reads Truth Bible. I read the devotional and then I take it to the piece of the Bible that coincides with it and I read it and I interpret it. How does it make me feel? How does that apply to my life? And I just go from there. And again, there's no right or wrong way. It's just a conversation, It's like, think about it like you're talking to your best friend because he is. And I would say also, like, this was something too, when we moved, I had a church back home in New York, so I was like nervous to find a new church down here. And the first couple I went to just were not it. Like I just didn't feel it. And I have a friend who told me, she's like, you kind of have to church shop. And it's okay if you don't like where you go. You don't have to feel bad about it. Like it's not going to be for everyone and you'll know when it's right. So like if you're feeling the pull, see if you have any friends that go somewhere that they love. Check it out with them or, go check it out. I go to a non-denominational Christian church is my vibe, but you have to find your vibe. So you go and you find what's right for you. And if it's not right or you don't get like a feeling when you're there, you can try again or try somewhere different. But it's always good to ask around to people that like go to church in your area, like where they go and what do they love about it, and then check it out for yourself. But get the devotional. Bible, worship music is everything for me. It's like all I listen to besides country and throwbacks. So, that's how you can start to dive in. And even just having this conversation is starting your journey, So that's a great question. I feel like a lot of people are scared to have a relationship because of maybe how they were raised or what they saw or if they've had a bad experience with religion. Welcome to the cooties. Like if someone had a bad experience with the church or they know someone who has, it can like deter them. But I promise you, you don't need a building. He's literally right there. All you gotta do is just start talking. I hope that helped. I love Florida. Thank you for asking. I do love it here. What don't I like? I do miss I'll tell you what I miss. I miss the hometown mom and pop restaurant. Not a chain restaurant, but a restaurant you go, the owner, you're there all the time. They know you by name, and it feels like you're just another extension of your own home. I miss that, and I miss the good food. I will say that. Florida, so far, like, it's good for my waistline. I just feel like everything's a freaking chain restaurant. I do. I feel like everything's a chain down here. And so that's the only thing I would say. But the truth is, like, that's really not that serious. It's just food. And there are really great places. We've found good restaurants. I just miss that, like, tight-knit feeling we used to have back home. Like, specific restaurants we'd go to. We know the owners. We're friends with them. They know our family. That is probably the one thing that comes to mind that I miss. That's the one thing I would say. And friends, obviously. Like, my specific core people that are not here, I miss them. But, you know, see them when I see them, and we're still connected. You work in a dive bar like that? Is the food good? Because I love good food. Kevin and I are definitely foodies, 100%. So, I don't know. And then other than that, like, yeah, I think in summer I'm going to struggle a tiny bit with the heat. Like, but I also think I'm getting used to it, because even yesterday, it is so hot here right now. Like, they say it's hotter than it usually is right now. So it was, like, really hot yesterday, and I was just kind of like, I wasn't sweating, though. It's weird. Like, my body's definitely getting used to it. And the truth is, like I just shared a few minutes ago, I lived in Guam. Guam is what puts Florida to shame. It is way hotter here. I mean, it's way hotter there than it is here, and it's 100% humidity, like, all the time. So if I could live there for almost 2 years, I could survive. That's it. So far, that's really all. The only thing that, and the grass. Okay, I will say this. I miss New York grass. If you live here, you'll get it. The Florida grass is fucking weird. It's, like, hard and deep. Like, that sounded terrible. It's like the grass goes, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like everything is lost in it. So I feel like there's bugs in there all the time, like little critters waiting to come out and get me. And it hurts. You can't lay on it. It, like, hurts to lay in the grass here. And Benny's allergic to it. So he's on allergy medicine. He had no issues in New York. We moved here. He's allergic to the freaking grass. So I hate the grass here. That's something silly. And then, I don't know, when we just went back home to visit New York, me and Riley recently, I was like, I don't miss anything about being here. So yeah, I think those are just a couple silly things. Other than that, there's not much. I think the way of life, I love that there's always something to do here. Literally, like, there's always something to do. And I love that. I have to wipe this. The bugs eat you. I don't know. I haven't had a real issue with the mosquitoes just yet. I'm sure I will in the summer. I'm sure everyone will tell me in 2 seconds that I will. But I don't know. The bugs haven't deterred me yet. So we'll see. I can't talk and do this at the same time. By the way, see how overlining makes my lips look so much bigger? I just go a little up. I don't leave it like that, by the way. I blend it with my finger so it's not so wild. But a good liner is everything. What is a seam? I have no idea what a seam is. No seams? Oh yeah, I'm near the water. I just don't share exactly where I live. I don't feel the need to. The world is a crazy place. Knowing I live in Florida is good enough. Okay. There we have it. Now I feel like 10 times better. Inside, I feel like I'm dying. On the outside, I don't look like it. This is also Dibs Duo. Number 3, liner. Love it. It's a great neutral, like, mauvey brown. No, don't be sorry, girl. I'm just being honest. A lot of people have asked me, like, specifically where I live, and I'm like, I'm not telling you. And then this is the Italian soda from Dibs. I love this combination. I also really love, these are Dibs. These are they're called Jam Jam Lips. They have a little bit of a plumper in them. This one's really pretty, raspberry marmalade. And then this one is called Blueberry Ice. I love this one. I don't know, it's blue, but it doesn't go on blue. I don't know how to explain it. It almost, like, comes out, like, clear, but just gives you a plump, and then it makes your lips and your teeth look white. It's crazy. I don't know. I love it. But I love all things Dibs. I really do. I'm really enjoying everything I've gotten from there and all the new stuff she keeps coming out with. I absolutely love it. That's it. That was my makeup for the day. I know you can tell my energy is like dialed down. I'm feeling it today. But if you guys missed my story last night, by the way, I'm really excited about finding this I have to get, here's something. Can you DM me if you know of a good leather cleaner? Like if you have a link for Amazon of a good like bag cleaner, because I want to clean up the leather and give it a good scrub. It's like a $300-$400 vintage bag that I got for $2, half off of $4. So if you have some tips and tricks, if you're somebody that's savvy like that, share them. I have to go get ready for my call that I have to do and get my day going and try to bring myself back to life. But yeah, just thanks for chatting. I have linked all of this makeup. It's on my LTK actually already. So if you go to my LTK, you can do your whole face, and then I can link the Celestion stories again today. That was the color correction and the concealer highlighter kind of stuff I used. The contour was Dibs, but Celestion Dibs was pretty much my whole face except for the setting powder. Love, guys. Bye.